And that keeps knocking at my brain. Before I go insane, I hold my pillow to my head and scream up in my bed, screaming out the words I dread. I think I love you. I think I love you.
Why we play this rubbish?
Well, this is David Cassidy,
I know it's David
right?
Cassidy.
Now,
I hate David Cassidy.
Now, that actually is not David Cassidy. That is the Something Family. And
the Partridge Family.
The Partridge Family. Thank you very much indeed.
Another
well done.
TV show from the same era as the Monkees.
That's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah. And Shirley Jones was the head of the Partridge Family, wasn't she? The blonde-haired American actress.
Yeah. I didn't really watch the Partridge Family.
And he was just a member of the Partridge Family group who played on the piano. But actually, he was the world's biggest heartthrob by the age of 21. At 21, already the highest-paid performer in the world. In his prime, he sold over 30 million records. And when he warbled, "I Think I Love You," which we've just heard, to 20,000 crazed fans, he almost caused a riot. Today, though...
Why are we talking about David Cassidy?
I'm about to tell you. This is the rise and fall of a great, great pop star.
All right.
Today, though, David Cassidy...
hard times?
Oh, you bet. Today, though, David Cassidy has lost more than his boyish good looks. In fact, his face looks like, literally, a bag of spanners. Honestly, it looks like
why are you being so horrible
a sackload of potatoes
How old is
now.
he?
I'm just trying to find out.
What do you think your face looks like?
Well, it doesn't look like a bag of spanners or a bag of potatoes. Right, today, though, David Cassidy has lost more than his boyish good looks. What?
It looks a bit like a balloon.
Oh, come on,
with hair
balloon face. You've got a bag ball face. Now then, the former teen idol has been forced to declare bankruptcy and on September the 9th will auction off his $3 million mansion in Fort Lauderdale in Florida.
So he's got a $3 million mansion.
Yeah, but he's got to auction it off to pay his debts.
Right.
As the vultures gather, hoping to snap up David's 5-bedroom, 7,000 square foot waterfront mansion for a song, the less jaded amongst them may pause to ask themselves why the former superstar sunk so low. Saddled with debts that run into hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Why?
Well, it includes a £292,000 mortgage and almost $40,000 on credit cards. He also has scores of creditors clamouring to be paid.
Right. So he's spent all his money, basically.
He spent all his money.
But why do you revel in such misfortune?
Well, I don't. But I think it's a brilliant story.
I can see the glee with which you're kind of discovering this.
No. His own explanation.
The only thing you like better than being able to fawn and look up to somebody who's made a great success of their lives is to kind of chortle over their demise.
I don't chortle over their demise.
You do.
I just think it's a fascinating story. And should be a warning to you,
why,
Mr. Graham, because that's the sort of thing you're going to get into.
What do you mean?
Eh?
Well, I don't own a $3 million mansion in Fort Lauderdale. I don't owe $40,000 on credit cards.
No, I don't think so. Now, he's 66.
I live within my means.
He's 66, right?
Same age as you.
Don't be ridiculous. And nor is the first time he's faced financial ruin. In 1986, he was £800,000 in debt and only had $1,000 to his name. It says here, professionally, he replaced Cliff Richard in the musical Time on the London stage and started to turn around his life.
Time.
But it's all gone wrong for him. It's all gone wrong, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm very sad for him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he's got a £3 million mansion to sell off in order to pay his debts, then I dare say he might bounce back.
Well,
I don't know if he sings anymore.
Well, I hope he does. I mean, his most famous song was... How can I be sure in
I
a
hated the Partridge
world
Family, though.
that's constantly
Partridge.
changing?
How can you be a David Cassidy fan?
I'm not a David Cassidy fan.
Well, you know the words to his song.
No, I just think he's...
Have you got his greatest hits? You have, haven't you?
Of course I have.
Yes, you have.
Don't be ridiculous.
I bet you have.
I quite like the Partridge Family. Thought their songs were quite good.
Have you got the Partridge Family's sort of Christmas special or anything?
Definitely not. What I'm saying is...
Your taste in music is so appalling.
This is not about a taste in music. This is the fascinating story of a man who was once the most famous man in the world, was the richest pop star in the world at 21, right?
Yeah.
And is now, look at this. It says here, first and foremost, is his drinking problem.
So now finally we find out.
Yeah. So last year...
So why are you making fun of him then, Paul?
Well, I'm not really, but I always find drinking escapades rather amusing. He says...
You're all heart.
Yeah, last year, after facing his third drink driving charge, he finally admitted that he has been battling alcoholism for years.
Yeah, right. Well that's why he spent all the money.
Could have told him that, yeah. He's had 3 stints in rehab, so that was very successful then, wasn't it? The first and second time, obviously.
I mean, he's obviously struggling with a major problem.
And that his heavy drinking changed his personality.
Why don't you go and help him out and buy the mansion for him?
See, he's got the same problem as you.
Why don't you?
Heavy drinking, changing personality.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go and help him out and just, buy the mansion?
Well, I don't want to live in Florida, I suppose. He blamed the fact that he'd been to a friend's funeral when he was first done for drink driving, and afterwards claimed it was a great wake-up for me and something I'm grateful for. I am now sober. He said that in 2010. He's been done twice for drink driving since then.
Well, the thing is, if he can get himself out of it because he's still got some assets, then maybe he'll be all right.
In 2013, he was arrested in New York State for driving. He had his full lights on at the time, but didn't realise, so he's banned again. And last time he got done was January 2014, and that was in Los Angeles, after he made an illegal turn onto a motorway and was found to be almost double the legal limit. And there was half a bottle of Bourbon discovered underneath the seat of his white Mercedes.
Bourbon?
Yeah, so he's been done for drink driving in New York on the East Coast, in LA on the West Coast, and Florida.
Yeah.
So he's been around a bit, the old drink driving scene.
Well, he's obviously got a problem.
Yeah.
Let's hope he gets better.
Yeah.
Now, let me